Hi, my name is Amy. I'm the librarian at Fairwood. We're going to be making paper flyers today in your grab and go. So we have the standard airplane, the blunt nose flyer, and 3-penny flyer. The designs for these planes came from 2 books, The Flying Machine by Bobby Mercer and the Paper Airplane book by Seymour Simon. In your grab bag, you should have paper. You should have 6 pieces. In case you mess up, you have a couple extra pieces per plane. 3 straws. 3 pennies. And 3 paper clips. The standard airplane, which many of you have probably already made, but if you still want the tutorial, feel free to keep watching. So we're going to take a sheet of paper. This is just plain copier paper. We're going to fold it in half long ways, like this. And then we're going to take the corner down and fold it to the center. And we're going to do the same on the other side. And now we're going to fold this corner in to the center. And you're going to pinch it at the top. So pinch it at the top. And you want to make sure you have this nice straight line going there. And then it angles this way. So we'll do that on the other side. Then you want to fold it at an angle back. Like this on the first side. See how we have a flap? And then we'll turn it over and do the same on the other side to match. And you do want to make sure you get your sides even. Okay, so we have our airplane here. We're going to take a piece of tape and tape it in the center just to hold it together. Okay, and then we're going to fly it. So this is just a regular airplane fly. A couple of things that I want to show you can do with this one in particular is you can put paper clips. So you have 3 of them. Try it with 1 and launch and see how it flies. And then do the rest of them. Move them up and down the plane to see what happens whenever the weight is more on the front or on the back. You also have the option of cutting in the back. So what I did on the example is I cut 2 little flaps, and you can test them with the flaps up and see how it flies. And you can also test them with the flaps down. Okay, so this is the standard airplane. Next, we're going to make the blunt nose flyer. So we'll start out with a sheet of paper and we'll fold it in half. So like last time, just straight down the middle. We'll open back up and then we're going to bring the right-hand corner all the way down. So we want this to be straight. And then we're going to take that top part, we're going to fold it down again. Okay? So you'll see the flyer starting to form. We're going to take the top here and fold it down. And then just like the other one, we're gonna do that fold that creates that crease where you can hold it and fly it. So we will fold it down the center to get our center line. And then we're gonna open it back up with it creased a little bit to create that handle. Okay, and this is your blunt nose flyer. Just like the other one, feel free to fly it just normally. You can watch it do all kind of crazy things around the room. This one likes to do loopsy-loops. You can also play with the paper clips. You can also cut some little flaps in the back like we did before. So you see, I just cut some flaps. They're about an inch, inch and a half. We can fold them up, we can fold them down, and see how that changes the flight. And there you go. And for our last one, we're going to do the 3-penny flyer. So this is what it'll look like. So we'll start by taking our straws and cutting. So we have a flexi end here, and we're going to cut this part here. Don't cut it all the way. You still want about a couple centimeters left right here, but you're just cutting them right here so they're easier to connect. So I cut the blue. Let's cut the red and the pink. Okay, so then we're going to fit them together. See how they fit together now that you cut? You can see a little bit of the other color poking through. So we're going to bend them slightly because we want to form a triangle. This will be the base of our 3-penny flyer. Okay, so you should have a triangle that looks similar to this. Next up is we'll take a sheet of paper and we're going to cut about 2 inches. So we need 3 of these. Feel free to measure out if you need to. Also, just a tip, I like to overlap what I've already cut. That way I know I have even sides. So I have 2, and then I'll cut the 3rd. Also make sure you line them up. Like I said, you want to try to get them as even as possible. Okay, so I have my 3 strips. And we're going to take one of these. We are going to line up the triangle. We're going to make a note of where this inside corner is with a pencil. We're going to cut just that end off. So we'll lay it back down here. We're going to take our pennies. We'll take 2 pennies for now and put them at the corners. So it should look like this with the pennies at the corners. And then you're going to take your other strips and do the same thing. You're going to measure out the corners and cut. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to make sure it'll be able to wrap around at the end. So I have my 3 pieces of paper, and they make a triangle in the center. The blank makes a triangle in the center as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to line up all of the papers and all of the pennies to where we have a penny in each corner and we have the paper overlapping. We're going to tape down all of the pennies. So you just need one piece of tape. This is just to give it a little stability to make it stay in place while we fold over the next part. And I'll show you what it looks like before we fold it inside. So this is currently what we have. We have a penny at each corner. They're all taped down and the papers are overlapping. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to fold the paper inside and tape it. So what I like to do is take a regular piece of tape and roll it like this. Place it on the inside of the straw. That way all you have to do is fold it over and then it'll stick. Also make sure that your papers are all lined up in the center, because as you can see, mine wasn't at first, so I had to pull it down a little bit and adjust a little bit more. And there we go. So this is our first side. So now we're going to do the same thing to the next side. And it is definitely okay if you can see the straw sticking out, as long as it's secure and you have the penny taped, you have the corners taped together, the paper taped together, it'll be fine. So, okay, so this is what it looks like, right? I'm going to put a couple more pieces of tape down because I have some overlapping at the corners. Like I said, that is okay. It doesn't have to look perfect for it to fly. So then we're going to flip over and we're going to put tape here just to secure it a little bit more. And that's it. This is the 3-penny flyer. So you can take it on a test launch. It's just like a Frisbee. You can take that one outside. You can throw it kind of far. You can do the Frisbee motion kind of far. It's just like the other airplanes. So I hope you enjoyed this grab and go. We have a few available at Fairwood, and we hope to see you soon.